Criminal contempt of court, as the name suggests, is a crime of disobeying a court order. And that is a crime that can be prosecuted. Criminal contempt gets a little more complicated where the government is involved. So let me give you an example about how this might play out. We have a ruling from Judge James Boasberg, who is exploring whether to hold administration officials in criminal contempt over what he suspects was their outright defiance of an order in March from him that instructed the administration not to deport and, in fact, bring back Venezuelan immigrants on their way in airplanes to a terrorism prison in El Salvador. So the bottom line in Judge Boasberg's order comes at the very end, on page 46, where he says, the court finds probable cause that defendants' actions constitute contempt. The court will proceed to identify the contemnors. That's legal language for the bad guys. You have to identify the official who did the contempt of court, who made the decision to keep flying. That requires the gathering of evidence. You send it over to the Justice Department. You say a crime has been committed, please prosecute. But the Justice Department works for President Trump. President Trump is not going to authorize such a prosecution, so that would seem to be a dead end. If the Justice Department declines, a judge can appoint a court-appointed prosecutor. That raises substantial separation of powers issues. Almost regardless of what happens at the trial judge level in these cases, they are very likely to go to the Supreme Court, and the court will have mixed feelings. It doesn't want to get into a direct clash with the president, but nor is it acceptable to the court to have the administration violate plain court orders. We have heard from President Trump that he will follow court orders from the Supreme Court at least. At the same time, the very idea that it's a live possibility that the President of the United States might not follow a Supreme Court ruling tells us we are in very different territory than what we're used to.